learn as you go.
Right. Like with my supervisor when I was working at Georgia Southern. I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to say where. But one of my supervisors who was engaged and apparently wasn't, happy in his engagement. So he decided that, he wanted to mess with me or whatever. And we didn't have sex or anything. But we was definitely, making out in closets and coolers, and he was touching on my ass during the day and shit like that. Things I could report to HR, but
basically. Hashtag me too.
but he feeding me all this shit about how his fiance's mean and how he's gonna leave her. And, they just been together since they both went to the school, so it's hard for him. Same shit that niggas love to feed me.
Mm-hmm.
But and, we was talking for months, and then he told me that they weren't getting married. He's sending me pictures over the summer and stuff, mad because I'm quitting the job because I feel like it's weird that, I got another job, and I felt like it was weird that I was fucking with my supervisor. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get this new job. We can still do what we doing, but I'm not going to keep working there. Yeah, no. Next thing you know, he stops responding to my text messages, and I get on Snapchat and see his wedding. So, long story short.
Damn.
So, that made me so sad because he was really on my phone on the regular, And the thing is, no one ever saw his fiance. So I was like, damn, they might not fuck with each other as much as as much as you would think. But like, no one ever saw her. The one time she did come up to the job, everyone was talking about how mean she was and how they didn't like her. And they were saying they understood why, the supervisor felt the way that he did.
Yeah.
And so, then I see him marry this woman, and now they have 2 beautiful children. So,
wow.
Yeah, and I don't think she has no idea. She has no idea. So, I don't know if this just means that, I'm never going to have success in my love life, but shit like this likes to happen. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I be having, that's a lot of shit that be happening. I have to think like, is this what love is?
Right. That's
what I'm in for. Crazy. And see, now that you say that, like, you think about it from the perspective of that lady is married with kids and the family, the whole, marriage dream thing, but she don't even know. Like, during the whole process of all of that and her building that and staying loyal to it or whatever the case is on her end and their end.
Right.
That's what she was going through.
Right. And the thing is, I be seeing the pictures on Facebook. He be watching my stories on Instagram still, even though I don't follow him. I'm like, man, if you don't leave me alone and get back to your wife and children.
That's the scariest shit ever. Right. Like, reasons why I could not, well, not say could not, but I'm strongly thinking that I don't think I want to get married.
No, I was the same way, especially after my most recent relationship ended. I was like, no, because I swore I was going to marry this dude. Mm-hmm. And when I found out otherwise, like, you're probably not going to marry this dude. Like, I was like, well, there's no point in trying with anyone else. Like, he was the only decent nigga I know, and all these other niggas not shit.
Yeah,
so I'm not finna marry none of these niggas because they can't be faithful.
Exactly. And I'm not trying to stick around and figure out if you is or ain't faithful.
Right.
Like,
I'm not trying to have a whole ass family by you just find out that you a cheating ass nigga.
Shit. Like, thank you. Period. Like, and I'm blessed to not have had to deal with the whole. Like, I'm blessed to not be a baby mama.
Yes.
Period. Like. Period. As much as I took from French Fry and the bullshit that we went through, all of that shit, rule number one, first of all, there is some shit I did stick to now as far as my morality. And one, we're not moving in together. Period. I don't give a fuck. Like, even after the ring was put on my finger during this engagement shit, like, nigga, we literally have to walk down the aisle, wedding of my dreams, all that, before I move to fucking anywhere with you. Like, that's game off bat. That's one. 2, who finna have your baby?
Right.
Like, speaking of, first of all, let me just ask this. So, what would you have done if this nigga French Fry got you pregnant? Like, this is, and then this is after we have our conversation and you know about me now. This is before we're gonna call it quits conversation and all this other shit. You're right there in the midst of, like, I want this nigga. Like, I need this nigga.
Oh my God.
And that nigga just knock you the fuck up and they hit you with, you can't come to the house no more.
Oh God, no, that's one abortion I would have handled in silence because no, no,
Oh my God,
no,
no, for real. Yeah, pro
no.
abortion here. Yep, take that bitch
Right.
out. Sorry,
No.
I cannot and that would. Thank God I never had to do the whole abortion thing in that
Right.
situation. As long as we was together, cause bitch, I just knew. Okay, as much bullshit I was going through from day one, bitch, I knew like who finna have your baby, nigga? You got me fucked up.
Right.
Fuck that baby. Fuck the fetus. Fuck you. Fuck all of that. That's just a no. Hell no.
Right.
Like so. Okay, I agree. Definitely, French fries baby had to die. So that's our decision on that. I said what I said. I said it. Okay. So do you feel like in that situation, like I feel like me even being around in that situation or any being torn by anything was more about comfortability, like it's self-love as well, like overall, but I just was real comfortable with that nigga in that situation. Like even now it's hard for me to get into dating because it's like starting all over. You got to start
Right.
over and build that same best friend friendship or whatever, and like you want to like fuck on that nigga right away, but you don't want to take it that far and ruin like other parts of the aspirations of the relationship that could be this. Like it's just so much extra shit you got to think about instead of just loving somebody or just being and enjoying that person's presence. Like how do you like? What do you feel like your situation? Like what kept you there? Was you digmatized? Was the dick just too good? Or what the fuck was going on?
Oh, God, mind you, y'all, this was 18, 19-year-old penis. Like, I'm 23 now, so it's like, wow, I think back on it. And now, like, I'm not putting him down or anything, but it's like, I don't think it was that I was stigmatized at that time and how new I was to sex and stuff like that. It was definitely the best thing I had gotten up until that point. But as far as just like, actually it may have been a little stigmatization because like I think so. Just a little. Yeah, I think so. I actually think so now that I think about it.
It was
like,
a nice dick. It was okay.
And it's like, just the stuff I stuck around through, like, we weren't even in a relationship, but just like him messing around with another girl while we were talking and then me getting into it.
Yeah, that's another thing. What the fuck? Like, okay, I understand me, but why the fuck did you not dip on that nigga from that? Because if I'm not mistaken, that was in the friend group as well, too.
It was. It sure was.
And so we just fucking the whole friend group.
And that was another girl I did not know he was fucking with either.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like, I had
they
no
both
idea.
kept that. They both had relationships, so I'm assuming that's why I didn't find out until after the fact either. I should tell you how I found out about that too.
You have to. But it's like, but yeah, I didn't know he was messing with this other girl. When I first met him, it was crazy because when he asked for my number, she had walked by when he was doing it, and she looked like she felt a type of way about something. And I was like, damn, why is she looking upset? And I had no idea that was why. I had no idea because you never really saw them together like that unless everyone was together. So,
that might mean that there was another friend in the mix for real, on God, because I remember one day coming to visit, like, from high school and stuff, like, my mom and everybody, we went down to French Fry's apartment.
I remember that.
And do you remember when, well, no, because you weren't in the room, but there were, like, I'm trying to think of nicknames. So it was... and I don't remember. It could have been somebody else sitting on the couch. And this one, the look that was made to me or something, I didn't catch it, but my mom did, and checked the fuck out of her. She was like, baby girl, are you okay? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that look type shit?
Yes,
and
Mom.
I was like, I didn't see it. Like, I was focused on going to go see French Fry. I'm like, hey, my nigga. So I'm with him type shit, and I hear my mom in the room going off with or talking to somebody, like she's obviously not happy type shit. So we come out like, what's going on? And nothing. I was just wondering why such and such was looking like this, because that shit was look. And like you said, that look, guess what today? Today, that is it. They're together. So it's just like, damn. That makes sense. It could have been the whole little crew thing.
And what's crazy is that this one had when me and French Fry had first started talking. She had mentioned something about. She had said something that made me ask, like, "Are you interested in him?" And she said no, and I was like, "Okay," and I left it there. I left it there. But so it's interesting that you say that because like something in my mind always said, but I was like, no.
Same here.
Like something in my mind was just like, no.
But I was like, no, that's dumb. Why would
Right.
they do that? Like,
Right.
why would you even be interested after all of this and blah blah? But hey, that's. I was just like, yeah. So I was just bringing that up because that makes fucking sense. Like, I didn't even know those looks and things. And see, that's why I feel like I don't want to even date because I don't take shit like that so serious. Like to where
Right.
I would be sitting here like, oh no, that's my nigga. And you like
Yeah.
to where I'm gonna be thinking like, oh yeah, that bitch was thinking she was looking like that because of this, blah blah. No, hell no. I really don't even care that much
Right.
to
Right.
be thinking that way. So
Right.
yeah, I would be the one to be getting fucked over every fucking time because of some shit like that. Because it's
Right.
just that same way.
And the thing is, you shouldn't have to be paying so much attention. Like,
At all.
I should not have to watch the facial expressions of every female I walk past.
Exactly.
Like,
At
it shouldn't
all.
have to happen.
And yeah, so that's why when you brought that up, that makes super sense. So now from now on, when I know those little looks, when I peep them little looks,
You're not tripping.
know what the fuck is
You're not
going on.
tripping.
Period. Okay. So yeah, all right. So a little dickmatized there with that. And I mean, obviously it was good dick because y'all, he just fucking everybody in the goddamn crew, and nobody was saying shit about it. Nobody had a problem about it.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
as long as I got my dick, we're good. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
No, I think a large part of it was that like we really did not know,
Yeah,
and the
no, a
ones
lot
who
of it
knew
was
did
that.
not say anything. That's really the thing.
Yep.
Like,
Yep,
Mhm.
that's exactly what it was. Actually, I pray to God. I don't wish that situation on nobody.
no.
Okay,
no.
first of all, it's dangerous in Atlanta or in the world anywhere, but in Atlanta especially. Do y'all know how much AIDS? Let me get close to the mic on this. Do y'all know how much AIDS is around this bitch? Like, bro, if you want to cheat on me or do any of that shit, like, if y'all want to put me in anywhere close to this situation I'm talking about now, like, please just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Please, I'm begging you, like, you're good. I'm not gonna beat your bitch up. I'm not gonna cause no hell in your life, ruin shit. Just leave me the fuck alone. Cause I don't want nothing to do with none of that shit ever again, y'all. Like, that shit was the worst ever. Like, and it brings so much, like I said, I was in a shitty ass place and didn't even realize like
Right.
how much shit we were all going through and how it was affecting and how distracting it was and how draining that shit was. Like, it was not fun at all. It was not fun.
And it was so unnecessary.
Exactly, y'all. We sitting here talking and y'all hear it too. We was going through the same shit, feeling the same way, with the same ain't shit ass nigga that's not with neither one of us at this point. You know, like, we both still sitting here looking like, what the fuck to do now? And that nigga straight. Like, it's not worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. Choose you always. I don't give a fuck if it was the smallest little fuck up that he did. It don't matter. Like, you let these niggas know. I don't care if you goddamn trip on accident. If I say don't trip, nigga, don't trip. Period. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna, move forward as far as, dating and putting myself into situations. Like, I definitely am going to stick to my intuition, how I feel, and because it's been right all up until now. Oh yeah, so on how I found out about the other one, the friend that you found out he was fucking as well while he was with you. So this one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was another one of me and you salty days that we was having. And we was just mad at the world for some reason and took it out on each other this day. She said something to me about the girl. Like, you worried about me, you need to be worried about the fact that he fucked this girl too, type shit. And I was like, this bitch keeps saying this shit. What the fuck is she talking about? And I'm like, okay, so I don't think I said anything at first, because I've already asked the question to both of them and they both denied it before you said that part. So at this point, I'm like, hell no, this bitch is telling the truth. I'm like, no, this is real. So one day, this one we're at her house doing homework with her and the other friend that we're talking about now that I found out about. So we're at their house doing some homework, chilling, blah, blah. This one is on Twitter and gets into an argument with some girls or whatever. And it causes this big ordeal to where, like, I seen 5 bitches on Twitter replying, like, bitch, we finna pull up, nah, we finna fight, nah, all this other shit, blah, blah. So I count 5 bitches, and then 15 pull up outside, and the whole goddamn Georgia Southern to record and watch and shit. So, you know, like, we go out there, handle bing, bing, boom, you know, little fight, this and that, come back inside. So while we're outside fighting now, okay, before we even make it outside, let me rewind. Before we even make it outside, let me think of a nickname for this bitch. I don't know, y'all. This bitch is the name, okay? This bitch, she basically is like, I got the taser, nah, these bitches want to play. In there, I'm talking about the taser is working perfectly fine, bitch. I'm in there like I'm scared from the shit, okay? Like, she is popping the fuck off, like we finna go the fuck in with these bitches. I'm chilling, you know? So I'm like, okay, so we get outside and automatically, like I said, 15 bitches pull up. So of course they was already on some fugazi shit. So if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember exactly how it went. They all try to rush us at first, and they hear weapons and shit start going off, like the taser going off. One of the other girls had her pistol with her that was with us and shit like that. So they like, whoa, chill out type shit, you know, back up. When she tried to do the taser thing, she didn't even tase the girl. Okay, let's just throw that out there. She didn't even tase the fucking bitch. She tried to act like she was finna. I'm talking about it, the energy was completely different from when we was in the house and when we got outside. So I'm already looking like, okay, so that bitch is not finna help. So, you know, we proceed through the night. We actually get to fight. I hit first with one of the girls, and then somebody else tried to jump the girl who was actually on this one. So I jump in on that. Next thing you know, I'm being dragged in the house, leaking and shit, because with the fight over, and we back in the house now, and I'm pissed the fuck off because I'm leaking one. And it's because the girl I was fighting with, we ended up on this one's car. And she was in the video like, get the fuck off my car. Like, she worried about the wrong shit type shit. Like, I'm over here fighting.
The car is fine.
Thank you. The car is fucking fine, bitch. I'm over here fighting for my motherfucking life with these 3 big ass bitches, okay? Like, anyways, so that's strike number 2, okay? I'm peeping all this shit. So I get back inside. Like I said, I'm leaking, so I'm pissed. This is my first time. I fought a lot of fights, but this is my first time ever leaking in a fight. Pissed as fuck. Blood, bitch. Is this blood? So I'm like, bitch, you should have been blah, blah, blah. Like, all your shit, this and that. So she says, what is she? She basically looks at me like, you know, one of those, like, looks like, yeah, bitch, if I really gave a fuck, I would have, but I don't, so I didn't. Or it was something like, it just gave me a badass feeling with her response. Girl, psh, like, I was like, what the, because I was like, I already knew, like, no, something's not right. Like, you not for us type shit. So, literally the next day, I think, or later that night, I either asked him or I asked her. No, it wasn't her. She wouldn't do that. I asked him, and he told me, like, yeah, they did. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all this time, this bitch been smiling in my fucking face, in my house, in my room, in my bed, doing this, using my food, money.
I thought that was really strange.
All this
I
other
thought that
shit.
was really weird.
You was fucking my nigga the whole fucking time? Bitch, I was pissed. Went the fuck off. Crazy. Like, and she already knew, and I never seen her again to this day, because she already knew what the fuck was going on. That devil spawn story, yep, that shit resurfaced, okay? Whatever the fuck, whoever told her, I never seen that girl again after that day, period. And she made sure of that.
That is crazy.
So that was that on that. So thanks again to Bree. Putting my ass in. Boy, y'all, Bree been breaking the news to me for years the worst way, okay? She might be the realest motherfucking friend I got out of this bitch. God damn. Just ruining my life.
So sorry.
It's
But
okay.
no, I really was bamboozled because I was like, bruh, like, this is just fucked up. Like, these girls, like, really close as fuck, and she has no idea. I was like, I mean, I really fuck with her, but I think that's fucked up. Like,
Yo, no, for real.
like, you really smiling in this girl's face, in her room, like you said, in your room, y'all kicking it together, referring to each other as, like, fam and stuff like that. Can't use the actual term because then people gonna know who the fuck we talking about. But, but it's like, so you really have no idea, and she's just okay with you having no idea? Like, I really could, that was another thing that pissed me off. I was like, how the fuck? How the fuck?
Crazy. Yeah, no, but it makes sense why they were quiet about it, though.
Yeah.
They were both in relationships.
Yeah.
Damn, French Fry he got a dick of gold. He got to. I'm telling you, like, y'all had to love that shit, because no, ma'am. No, you got me fucked up. No, I can't. So I guess we were a little bit of comfortable and a lot of bit of stigmatized.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Okay. Well, so my mindset from then to now has definitely developed. I feel like, well, what did you learn for the most part from all of this shit? Like, from day one, just being in the situation with another girl to where, like, you are the home wrecker, to, like, learning through being the home wrecked, like, whatever the case is, like, where were you then and where are you now?
Back then, I definitely, I wasn't so much for women back then. Like, it was more so like,
shit, with the shit I was going through, should we be? Dead ass.
But the way I saw it was, I'm gonna do me, fuck whoever, gets hurt by it. And as I grew and as I saw how this is a habit, like, this is a pattern among women, we tend to choose, other men as opposed to, other women. I definitely say now I'm more like, if I was put in the same situation, nah, like, I'm not, no. Like, I'm feeling, if there's gonna be an issue, it's gonna be an issue with me and the nigga. Like, I'm not about to come at your girlfriend. I'm not about to come at this girl who did nothing to me. Like, if it's an issue between me, you, and the girl, like, it's me and you that has the issue, not me and her. And so many women tend to blame the other woman, and whether the other woman knew or not, we all need to start checking our men. Like, they're the ones who cheating on us, they're the ones who fucking around, disrespecting us. And just one big difference between then and now, it's I see other women as, now they do fucked up things, and they may help your nigga cheat on you or whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, I don't really see them as the enemy, because
niggas got a guy code. Why we can't stick to a fucking girl code?
Right? Why
regardless?
why aren't we as loyal to each other as men are to each other?
Exactly.
But that's
they know that they ain't shit.
Right.
They sharing pussy all around this bitch, like, dead ass. Like, I fuck my brother's bitch. Like, they all say this all the time. They do this all the, and it's a normal, and it seems like they enjoy this task. Actually, you guys, maybe we need to start, like I said, sister wife gang over here. Period. Like, I will never ever 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 argue with another bitch over a nigga. And it wasn't even, not to say it was over a nigga, but moral of the story, my first question is gonna be, you trying to fuck each other? Or you trying to what you trying to do? Cause what game plan can we work out to where we can either share the dick, fuck up the dick, or leave the dick? Like, period. What's going on? Cause anything other than that is gonna be a waste of time, energy, and just life, days of your life. It's ridiculous. I definitely feel like you said, some bitches is fucked up too, though. Like, that was a good perspective from your. I agree with that from your perspective. If I was in those shoes, but from my perspective, from my shoes, like, check that bitch. Period. No, for sure. Like, maybe not so the way that I went about it, because it took so fucking long for that. And I really hate that stigma that I have around my name. I'm really not like that, guys, but I am quick to hit, okay? Quick to hit. So just take it back 10 steps before you're quick to hit. All that shit, take it back and just regroup, like, and think, like, okay, yes, Shorty disrespected the fuck out of me, but if it can I get her to understand that she did, and how can I get her to do it, to understand that effectively without putting my hands on her or whatever the case is, and us both being happy about the situation, because I feel like at that point, like I said, at a certain point, it got to a point where I'm like, at this point, I'm not going to be happy until every time I see this bitch, I lay my hands on her type shit. Like, I'm just not going to feel okay until then. But it shouldn't be that way. That's just anger in you. Like, you don't need to think that way. You need to be thinking about, not even the nigga too. Don't even be mad at him too. Just think where you need to go to improve from that point on. And if you got to check a bitch, check her that one time. But you don't need to keep going at it. Like, at that point, let that bitch have him. Period. Okay? If you're sitting here computing, trying to prove this point to her or prove it to yourself, this and that, any of that, let her have it. I'm telling you, it wasn't yours to begin with. Like, y'all gonna sit here and fight and end up where the fuck me and Bree is, right here in front of each other. Okay? Right here in front of the fuck each other with no French fry, with none of them bitches that we was friends with or whatever the case is. Like, they obviously were not
for my nigga
friends.
Sid. Shout out to my nigga Sid. I love her.
All right, there you go. That's out there too. But other than that, like, yeah, you know, and then I'm not even gonna say that. We just fuck all the rest of them others. Like, y'all got it. Cheers to the one that got him now, got the French fry now, the friend that has him now. Okay, you might lose him the same way the rest of the friends.
Watch out.
Watch out. Be careful. But kudos to that, and just mind yourself. Okay, that's what's most important. Like, don't be worried about nobody else. And then also, I think I learned that folks are gonna definitely just do what they want to do. Like, there's nothing I could have done to make Bree not be in love with this nigga, like, or not love or have feelings for whatever the case was. There was nothing I could do to change what they already established. There was nothing I could do to change that my nigga was just a cheating ass nigga. It wasn't just about this one female or whoever else, and it wasn't just about the fact that I decided to stay. Like, you know, people is gonna do what they want to do. Like, and it's up to you to make a decision and have those morals and stick to it and not go against them, because then that's when you get into those problems that I ran into.
Right.
And I think that's pretty much all I learned about it. I mean, everybody gonna be a side hoe, so don't be too damn emotional about the shit. Like,
don't take it personally.
Don't take it personal. And no violence, guys.
Yeah.
I do not condone in the whole fight. That's an ugly side of me and all of that situation shit. Like, I promise you, it's just not worth it. Like, it makes you feel bad. You don't know what that other person you try to beat on is going through, either what they were told in this situation. Like, y'all seen us just come to the realization that we were going to the same thing, and none of that was even necessary. So, you guys, now we're gonna, well, you know, I want us to talk about how you feel you should go into your next relationships, and just building on those. What do you feel like was one of, well, your top like 3 flaws when it comes to like you picking, choosing, and building the relationship with the men that you've been involved with lately?
I definitely think I trust people too easily, especially
Boom.
Yeah, especially when it comes to, because like guys are so good at telling you what you want to hear or what they think you need, and so it's like when I hear that, it's like, oh, he gets me already.
Gets it.
So,
oh my God.
So yes, I definitely trust too easily. So just taking my time and allowing people to earn that trust is definitely one thing. And to go hand with that. And the second thing is stop trying to jump into things. Like, I'm not someone who catches feelings easily, but like I said, once I hear what I want to hear, you know, when I see or I think that you're about it, then it's like, okay, well, you know, might as well, you know, be together and, you know, plan our marriage. But just kidding. But so not moving so fast. And then another thing is just being able to be myself from the beginning, not trying to give this facade at first and then let him know what the fuck you get into. No, you need to know what you get into at first so that you can decide if you want to stay. Because otherwise, then you can say let's both some time and leave now. But yeah, I think those are the main things. What about you?
I think so. I think one of my big flaws is like not being completely. First of all, knowing yourself like to the fullest before inserting yourself into certain types of situations. Like I feel like for the situation I was in with French Fry, like I should have definitely known exactly who I was all the way to be trying to take it to the level that we were trying to take it to. Like,
you were so young too.
Yeah, so young, and like I definitely probably already felt like little wifey type shit, like, and wasn't focused on those things you're supposed to be doing, I guess, at that age to get to where y'all could be that happy wifey hubby couple or whatever. Like it was like it got to a point where like you're 23 and now shit's starting, like adulting's about to hit. Like now what do you do? Like how are y'all gonna go about it and blah blah. Like we weren't planning for those things from before. Like you want to make I would have made I want to make sure that the next time that I involve myself into somebody, it's with somebody who is not saying like they're seeking the same goals as me, or but like they're on the same level as moving forward in life, I guess. Like so even if they're not in their dream career where they want to be and they have to work at PetSmart right now, like I need to know that they're working every day off after they get off their shifts at whatever that dream is, whatever, to get their stuff. Like so that's one thing, like with that, because that makes a big difference in people. I feel like like that's just a difference in talking and doing.
Right.
Also a flaw would be me really, like yours were like perfect. So there's that, like me just going for the talkers, not the doers, and I feel like I need to, like I said, know myself fully, and also like remember. Well, I guess that goes with that. Like remember just self love. I guess like I'm a really like hard loving person. Like I love really hard, so I can sometimes forget about
loving
like
yourself,
what's best for me and what I need and this and that, because I'm so focused on putting in that correct energy to make that other person feel comfortable. But that's more so also like with me just practicing being the best me I can. You know, like I'm trying to make sure, like, okay, well, I have to be this way to be sure that, so that if this is a problem and I have to speak on it, it can't come back on me that it was this because I was doing what I was supposed to do on this end or that end or whatever. Like, I'm one of those calculated person. And I don't like that. Like, I feel like I want it to be easier than that next time I go around with it, like, being serious or whatever. Like, that was just not. And that authenticness from the beginning, that's a big thing for me too. Not to say like I put on this persona, but I know I can be really like shy or like stiff or whatever at first. Like you're not gonna get that like we brought up in our last week's episode, like my Cardi B versus Aisha Curry. Like you might not see the Cardi B like right off the bat, like maybe depending on what environment you meet me in, but when that Cardi B come out, sometimes it's like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Like and I'm looking like, nigga, what?
This is me.
And this is me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and you can't do that. Like, I need to work on however I can give them that Aisha and that Cardi at the same time, like that they're well aware. So that's probably my 3 like little standards that I'm gonna work on changing and instilling into my future relationship endeavors. But as far as but then you also have to think about like how you're going to compromise with the guy that you're dealing with on his end. Like those are our standards. What we know we're not going to compromise on, just sticking to our gut, stuff like that we've done before we learned our lesson on. But what do you feel like you've learned that aren't as big of a deal that you may have thought was a big deal before, that you can kind of compromise on and like learn to love about a guy instead of faulting him for it?
Mm. I think, like, I require, this is just one of the things, but I require my men to be a certain height.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're below that height, I really probably won't talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend brought to my attention that I'm probably gonna be lonely for the rest of my life if I don't start lowering my height requirement because these niggas are short. So definitely my height requirement is definitely one that I'm like, okay, yeah, fam, like you might be able to relax on that a little bit considering you don't wear heels that often. But another thing, a little more serious, is more so I think how the whole college thing.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that I would never be with anyone that didn't have a college education. And I can see why people still feel that way now, but I also, having been through college and now experiencing life outside,
You don't
it's,
need that shit.
yeah, no, it's really not necessary for a lot of shit we're trying to do out here. And then they want you to get your master's, which is even more so. So, if you can do something that does not require a degree, I say do it. But anyway,
Feel
but
it.
the thought process that we have going into school a lot of the times is that, okay, I'm getting this degree, so my partner has to have this degree too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we see people without degrees as non-successful while they be making twice as much as we are
Period.
without their degree and not be in debt. So my whole education thing is definitely one thing that like at one point I was like, yeah, I'm not talking to no nigga who's not in school. And now, no, as long as he's doing something with his life, as long as he's taking care of what he needs to take care of,
Actively.
right, making moves, then it don't matter whether you got a degree or not. And that was just something I have to lessen up on.
Yeah.
Especially
Definitely.
being out of school and realizing that like a lot of people do, quit halfway through and and
Make that shit work.
right. Right.
Definitely. One of my art teachers told me that he told one of his students a couple of years ago that his talent was worth more than what he was sitting waiting around, like he needed to use it now or he was gonna kind of miss out on his opportunity thing. So he basically told him to drop out of school. He did, and that man is living his best life, like his dream, because he dropped out of school. Not to say that you should all drop out of school.
Yeah, no, we're not telling
Please
to drop out.
Because as much as I want to drop out and strip too, it's not like I've tried it, guys. They've told me my ass is not fat enough, and yeah, it's not gonna happen. So gotta stick through school in some cases, but hell yeah, like she said, if you can make that shit shake without it,
Right, please
hell
do.
no, don't do it. So definitely understand that, but yeah, for me, I think I'm going to compromise on. I guess no, I don't think I can compromise on that shit. So, like I said before, I'm a Capricorn, so like we're like super into our careers and work and shit like that. Like, I couldn't imagine being with somebody who's not very understanding of that, or somebody who's like also a creative, or somebody who just like values like family time and like not traveling. They wouldn't pick their career over a family vacay or something. Like, I canceled the fuck out of a Hawaii trip for me to go get a bag or some shit like that. Like, no, dead for real. And my husband might not be fucking with that shit. So people get divorced over that.
Right.
That's probably something I may have to like find some way around or something like that. But I could never just see me just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna compromise that for that. Anyways, so like shit like that, and then also, I don't know. I just think I need to work on just knowing, because I've had this problem outside of just people I'm fucking or dating or whatever. Like, just thinking that everybody thinks the same as me. Like, not even negatively or positively, but just
everyone's mind works the same. Yeah.
exactly. Like, they're gonna think like, this is somebody I've been with for this long. Like, I can't do this to them. Like, no, the nigga's not thinking that. That's not like, or this is this person as that. Yeah. So I had that problem of thinking that. I have to realize that everybody has their own thought processes. They were all raised differently. Like, so much other shit that could cause them to react differently, could cause them to be angry about certain things for different reasons than you're used to. Like, it's just all about, like, if you really love that person for them, or like if it's for what they. So I guess like uh the compromise part, or what I'm gonna like try to be more lenient on, is that everybody has a story, and like
Mm-hmm.
everybody has a process, and it's
They
all
move the way they do for a reason.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Now that's the hard thing for me to accept too. Like, especially when I'm doing things for other people, it's like, okay, like I would, or, and I know I'm going through things.
mhm,
Like, okay, like I know I'm going through something, but I'm gonna still do this for you because I fuck with you. But
right,
then if the tables are turn, if tables turn, it's a completely different thing. They just, what they going through is just, taking, presidents over, everything, and that thing might not even be that big. But at the same time, it may be that big for them, and I might not see it that way. So it's
mhm,
like really trying to, put myself in their shoes as them and not put myself in their shoes as me. Because something I might not trip about, they might, and it may hit them harder and cause them to behave a different way. So it's just,
yeah, and see, and that, guys, that's one of the main points of this whole podcast. Like, that is my life in a whole. Like, it's really therapeutic, and it helps me understand better. Like, to just put myself in other people's shoes, because like that
mm-hmm.
shit is real. Like, I've several times thought like, oh, this can't happen to me, or that can never happen to me, or you would just never think to put yourself in a situation like that. And girl, before you know it, years later or before, whatever the case is, like there's some point in time where you're all always kind of in the same situation, and like you got to figure that shit out, sis. Like that shit can happen.
Right.
So
Right.
that's one of the points of this. It's gaining these new perspectives and learning from each other, as if like we just did from like y'all. I just learned so much from that conversation, and that's probably like the fifth time we've had us conversations similar to that. Like, and we're still learning from each other. Like it's all a like I just think that perspectives could cure the world. Really,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
if we could just understand it, not to agree,
Right.
but
Just
agree to disagree.
understand. Yeah. Be able to see those other perspectives and not think that, things just work the way you think they should.
Exactly, or yours is the only one that exists.
Right, right.
It's super enlightening to figure out that there are other perspectives out there in this world of what you could be thinking about. It opens your mind to completely new, different questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as what I feel like we should do, and in enforcing those qualities, like to be able to compromise in our relationship, I it just starts with like these conversations with
Mm-hmm.
ourselves and with others, and just being more like open and emotionally like honest.
Available. Yeah.
Yeah, and available. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely honest with it, and just communicate. Like that's accountability and
Right.
communication.
Right. Yes. Communication is a huge thing. Like,
Right there. Sum it up. There we go. That's exactly what we're trying to say to you guys. Like we're having a great time doing it now. It's not that bad. I'm telling you, it's really not. You learn a lot.
right.
So,
And you become better because of it. So,
exactly.
yeah.
We're better people now. Like I'm gonna be like the bestest person in the next couple of months. Trust me. Like y'all are gonna be like, oh my god, she's amazing, because I'm learning so much. So we're definitely gonna work on those compromises, and putting our feet into the dating pool, and
Mm,
not even just dating as well, like building new friendships and meeting
yeah.
new people while we're networking. We're both social people, and we
Mm-hmm.
got our blogger here, and so we're gonna have to work on these different communication skills, and um, also like we also both have this different perspective on hand from each other, because we have such a different not many I don't have any other relationships that were built based off of what this is built off of,
Right.
and I just feel like that'll always affect how we interact, and how we exude like our energy out, like even to each other, and just to other people and stuff. We're
Mm,
always gonna just think about this experience when it comes to a situation related. So I'm excited to see how we like communicate and learn more from each other in the future,
definitely.
having all these different types of conversations and stuff, because it's only gonna grow to be more questions and shit for ourselves to be able to answer and learn from. So
right, stay tuned.
Right. So we're gonna work on that, and we're also gonna work on just not coming with baggage for you niggas. Like,
trying to let it go. Trying is the key word.
I think it's let go already. I think it's applying the new mindset to everything. You feel me? Like, you gotta learn it all over again, because we subconsciously, because that's the difference, really, the consciousness and the unconsciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're conscious about what we're doing, so it's a little more difficult to just switch on and off. Before we was just unconsciously acting and doing us. It was a lot. It's so much easier for you to just recklessly move and act than it is for you to really
not actually think about it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck you actually doing?
Right. So I'm super, super happy about this episode, because, guys, this is really like what Sassy stands for. Like, we just did exactly what this is. We presented a perspective to you guys, and we elaborated on and brought many different areas of understanding, and we talked it through and got just a big broad aspect of the situation, and many other situations as well that I'm sure we'll be able to think on later and apply to other situations as well. So I'm super happy about this. We're gonna start wrapping up. We have our Sassy Saturdays challenge here, and so I have a fellow podcaster, guys, that I helped out do this promo video for her a couple of weeks ago, and I had a blast doing it, first of all. And I was just listening to her approach for what she wants her podcast to be about, and how and what the meaning is behind it, and how she's going to go about it, her different segments. And guys, it's brilliant. Like, I'm super excited. Like, I'm so excited to just support her, and it's another young black female as well. And so we'll have pictures and videos, and she has her promo video that I'll make sure you guys have access to as well, to go see, so that you can get the link to go listen to her podcast as well. I can't wait to hear it, so I'm sure you guys are going to be just as excited once you get to see the content. And her podcast is called Terry's Playhouse, and she'll also be launching a lingerie line in the summer following up with that, and that'll be called Tees by Terry. And I've seen some of the line as well, guys. Already put a down payment for my first purchase. I'm so proud of her, and I'm so happy for her. Congrats for your future career endeavors, and I can't wait to continue to support. Y'all look out for the information on the Sassy page so that you guys can follow all of that stuff for her and support as well. And then our Sassy challenge for this week, guys. So we're separating, y'all. We're going to do one for our females and then one for our males. So for the females, we want you guys to step outside your comfort zone and try to, like, approach a guy that you may have been plotting on, or, you may think, like, he's not ideal, like Bree said, he's just not your height requirement, or maybe he's just not the type of dude your type, typically.
Like, fine, like you normally do.
There
maybe he's
you
just
go.
Cute. Maybe he's not fine.
Maybe he's a little on the ugly nigga side,
right.
Go ahead and go for it. Approach that man and, see if he try to hang out. Y'all go on a date, and this time you treat him, okay? Like,
okay.
You treat him and let him know, like, this time I'm just trying to, show a black man, somebody's son, a good day, just like I would want them to do for me. And while you do this, just look just be open-minded first of all, because like I said, I know y'all heard pay for a date and y'all like, what the fuck. You don't even have to do that part of the challenge, but like I just think that would be cool. That's a nice thing
I mean,
to do.
if you asking him out on a date, I
Why
would think
wouldn't you pay for it?
yeah,
Just
like, hey,
saying.
you want to go on a date and you pay?
And
Like,
right, no, that's not how it's gonna work, babe. So you may just have to pay unless that nigga just cool as hell, okay? So pay for the day, and while you're out, just be open-minded about it and get to just know this man's like true authentic self. Like, ask questions that are really like of substance, that you really like. Really think about what you want in your life and who you are and what you stand for, what you will and won't accept. And don't grill this nigga now. Like, have a great time and enjoy his company and stuff. But, you know, like when you're getting to know him and you feel like the conversation and could just use a little to it, you know, just ask him something like, you know, so what do you feel like you see your daughter motherfucking doing in her life is like, what do you feel like you're gonna help her build her life to be, this and that, something on a deep level, make that nigga think.
Right.
Like, think about his life.
None of that, what's your favorite color, where were you born type
period.
shit.
Like,
no,
all
no.
of that stuff, honestly, don't care. It could come later. I'll find out when I have to do the background search and all that shit. Just kidding. But when you have to do all of that, you find out. But ask the real shit and get to know his real, true, authentic side. And also just encourage him to be that emotional, that whatever he wants to be, and show you, just encourage him to be himself, like, and make him feel comfortable to do so. Because I feel like that's a problem in the male community sometimes, and with us females, I feel like we sometimes make them feel like that they can't be their true selves, or they can't be relaxed and be taken care of sometimes. Okay. So like, make him feel, you know, like you would want to be feel